Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this interview we're having with Dr. Krishna Murthy. Good morning, sir. Welcome, and thank you for giving us your time.
Good morning.
Yeah, to share a little about Dr. Krishna, he's had 2 decades of experience in the government sector with CSR, corporate action research, policy and advocacy, carbon credits, ESG, good governance across rural, urban poverty, MEL, livelihoods, regenerative agriculture, and allied sectors. His focus areas are CSR fundamentals, corporate action research methods, policy development phases, integrating CSR with corporate policies, and evaluating the impact of corporate actions. Welcome, sir. We believe that stories of our journey are not just personally fulfilling, but they do hold a great potential to give to others, to inspire, to educate, and to connect with others. So we'd love for you to share your journey, right from being a research associate to who you are today as a national evaluator with Niras International Consulting. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks for everyone. So I could start with my initial career because I started very initially after completion of my MBA. I joined in with a specialization of marketing and HR. Nobody can join in research sector. That is the area where I got an opportunity. There is one professor, Dr. B.H. Rao. Unfortunately, the notification was given by the Administrative Staff College of India. And I could not able to attend the interview at that time. So interviews are completed, but I have sent a small communication to Dr. B.H. Rao, who has responded after some time. He called back to me since I have a management degree, master's in administration, business administration. So I would like to have an interest to join in research sector. So to learn something more in the research, health research and the development sector as well. He's the first person who has given an opportunity to me. I could say he is my guru as well. He's basically from Bangalore, but he served most of the service in southern regions only. So I joined as a research associate. I was interviewed and selected based on the merit. He was selected me as a research associate. I leaded in his supervision, leaded many national and international health research projects. So I am the person who did my master's in management but joined in research sector. I got an opportunity because of he's the person who is given an opportunity to me. So during his supervision, I did national pharmacovigilance of adverse drug reactions, how the adverse drug reactions will be controlled, and how the nations will be, these drugs will be monitored, and how the pharmaceutical industries will be strengthened, and what is the lack of knowledge in the public that could be strengthened. These kind of things I have. I did my research in my research career, and I got an opportunity that I can. During my career, I led most of the research field investigators and ground level activities where some of the projects related to health research and HIV/AIDS. During 2004 to 2008 time, there is a huge prevalence of HIV affected areas where remote areas, lack of knowledge, lack of area of strengthening is ground level is required. At that time, I was there in the field, supervised and direct interviews with the different communities. Those kind of activities I have learned, and at the same time learned how to document the research reports as well, the case studies and documentation of white papers as well. So those are really helpful to the community, and at the same time non-government organizations, civil society organizations as well, how to strengthen their real-time activities and how to monitor their day-to-day progress, and how to mobilize the resources. Those kind of things I have initiated at the ground level. And at the same time, I got an opportunity during my real-time work, I got an opportunity to work in TB Alert. They have noticed me, my research efforts. They have given a consultancy project to me, where I have led the nationwide project, care and support project, HIV/AIDS, on HIV/AIDS, and I have given almost nearly 5 research reports to them. They have submitted to University of Manitoba and USAID as well. So this is my contribution at the initial stage of my research work. And then I got I was already working with Dr. P.H. Rao. I got an opportunity to work with the others, doctors and professors and senior scientists as well, where they have given me an immense inspiration, where I can diversify. There is a scope for that work in different areas. So I got an opportunity to work in rural and urban poverty, and at the same time Department of Science and Technology as well, where I learned and did real-time work in the development sector. And it is a great pleasure that one more senior most professor, Dr. H. Hemnad Rao, is a urban poverty professor and is Dean of Area Chairperson Research and Development, where he has guided me to do he guided me and instructed me, Raja, why don't you do your PhD in your discipline? So it helps to your future career. He is the person who guided me to start my research work. Then I thought I got an opportunity during short duration of time to move to Indian Council of Agriculture, National Academy of Research Management. There I worked as a research associate for World Bank project, National Agriculture Innovation Project. So I would like to highlight this is a great break to me, because my father, who served to the nation, he's worked in Indian Army. So Jai Jawan and Jai Kisan, I got an opportunity to serve for the opportunity to the farmers. So I just out of 1,200 interviews, participants, candidates, I got an opportunity to. I was selected in the interview World Bank project. So I joined as a research associate in the Indian Council of Agriculture Research. There I have led many good number of projects. National Agriculture Intervention Innovation Project, National Agriculture Education Project as well. And I was the person, Indian Council of Agriculture Research was initiated to start up with the incubation centers, where most of the youth and younger generation can start up with the agriculture sector incubation centers to start a business models. So I have developed the resource materials and established the startup business models to identify the areas where the business opportunities comes, and how the youth can be helpful to involve in these real-time business models, where they can get in some revenue, at the same time helpful to the farmer sellers, because it is integrated and interlinked with the farmer activities. So most of the farm produce to going to the retail outlet, how the supply chain, retail value chains, value additions, these kind of things I have mastered in there only. So I got an opportunity to work in most of the research activities during my scientific research career. I worked for 6.5 years there. I have nearly 100 scientific NAS rating journals published during that career, 6.5 years of tenure. So it was a great exposure, and I worked with the eminent scientists like Dr. P.K. Joshi, is an IFRI Asian director. Dr. D. Ramarao, he is a national director of ICR. So I worked with Dr. N.H. Rao, is IIT top gold medalist in IIT Kharagpur. Likewise, they are the person who mobilized and motivated me to do something for the for not only our career but also for the society, to contribute for the society.
Great, sir. So I would also want to know the critical factors. For example, if we come up with a new policy or a new change, some critical factors which ensures a successful implementation, because a lot of policies are already created. I've also gone through a lot of government policies, which I'm sure you already know. How do you ensure the successful implementation for that?
I'll tell you one thing. There is during my service in government of Odisha. So because there's a strong administration is always required in the governance is most important, good governance.
Yes.
So only thing is how does these schemes and the funds are utilized in the utilized, and how effectively these funds are reaching to the farmers or the community or the public is most important, because there are some interventions developed. This digital transformation of money is happening, and there is a manipulations and malpractices, even ghost beneficiaries, I can say sometimes. Where I have seen in the UNICEF and funded, there are many such kind of international funded projects, but we could not see the beneficiary in sometimes. If you go into field, so there should be a cross-checking field verification protocol should be required. So every government structure, the strong administration is most important, because since I work as a technical expert in outcome budget preparation in the government, so there are central sponsor schemes, budget making, any of time there is a excess of amount will be not spent. So the fund will be as kept ideal. But if they can use these kind of things, I have given some policy level changes as well, where these funds can be utilized for the intervention, ground level interventions. So those kind of models I have promoted to the government as well. So they are working on it. So which is really helpful.
And this is a perfect example of what we are also trying to achieve. I'll explain in detail. We'll have a separate conversation about it. And this is the idea which Achita sir and we also are discussing on how can we utilize the funds in a much more productive way. This is one of the key idea and key mission behind the Academy for Social Franchising. Utilizing these funds and also measuring the impact and actually creating the impact at the ground level. So we'll have a separate discussion on this also going forward. And a beautiful note that we can end this conversation. Would love to hand it over to Jayalalitha and Achita sir if they have anything to add.
I do have something to add, sir. It's really impressive, your journey. And, for young people who transition from their college, and want to get into areas, have you ever come across, since you have moved from different sectors, you've gone across borders, you've gone across governments. So when you entered into a new venture, was there any instance there was a deadlock, you didn't know what to do, and how did you rise from that? Because I think for young people today, doing something new, yeah, please do.
So since I have worked for the senior most officials, bureaucrats, there is a different challenges with them. I told you that they have one of the district collector who's given a test to me, and the other person, but he is the local guy and the other state. But he's taken a small idea where it is implemented in the ground level, which is very successful. It means that it's not great than him. It means that we need to give a realistic model which really work for the ground level. Even for the youth also, I'll tell you one thing, there are the scenarios, there are many challenges like documentation with the national level and international level projects. Because every entity, they build their own entity and their standard of quality of reporting system. So if you want to do a small ground level documentation with the high level effect, it makes difference, obviously. So there is one article written on Alison Ward, who is the CEO of Cotton Connect. See the 2 pages article. I have given the Fortune 500 out of Fortune 500. She is one of the best ladies. She is. They are working more than 8 countries. She has established the organization. So such kind of inspiring stories are there. For the youth, I can say there is a lot of scope to do, because there's a time to do things, mobilize the resources, because otherwise, unless you want to start with one mind or thinking process, there's nothing will happen. So if you are realize at one point of time, at least now onwards, there's many wonders to do.
I think
Thank you.
Achyuta sir and over to you, Achyuta sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Ma, and thank you so much for willingness to extend your hand. How you got the support from your mentors and coaches, and open to share your thought and willingness to give the ideas, especially for the young who have a lot of gap. We're all in the same page together, coming together and helping the coming generation. So we would love to interact with you, engage with the upcoming programs. Thank you so much for your openness, for helping our current generation. So thank you so much all the team members for coordinating this entire program. And without you all, it's not possible. And especially Mr. Raja Krishna Murthy garu. Thank you so much for accepting our request and taking this interview. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for the given opportunity.